Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2025 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Kingston, Ontario. It's the day after Canada Day, but we still have Canada playing. We're at the Slush Puppie place on Tragically Hip Way. It's been a hip fest all week. It's been all hip all the time on the soundtrack, which has been awesome. I am Stephen Stamp. He's Brian Shanahan. Today we have the final round robin game of the tournament, and the way things have played out, we know the U.S. is finishing first. We know Australia's finishing fourth. They'll play each other in tomorrow's second semifinal. That means second and third is going to be Canada-Scotland. They play in the semi tomorrow. So tonight, we have a preview of that game to wrap up the round robin.
Yeah, it could be a feeling out process. And one of the players that we're going to keep our eye on is Sam Neely, not Cam Neely. Sam Neely had 3 goals, 3 assists yesterday. And this guy, he's been probably the elite passer for Canada, but also we've seen a lot of great shooting from him. Now that's the big underhand goal, but watch this next goal that you and I both didn't believe what he was doing in front of the net, and it was John Grant-ish what he does with this goal. Watch it, and I'm pretty sure it's late in the shot clock. Well, I don't have to describe it. Watch. One-handed behind the back in the net, and the goal.
I was going to say the look on Lucas Dishon pretty much said it all, right?
Shocked. One more time, we got to see this again. Oh, my
unbelievable!
God. Those are the ones you take late in the shot clock, saying, "I just hope I can get this on net."
Yeah. You mentioned John Grant. I was saying it looks like a Curtis Dixon shot. Those are pretty big names. We're not saying Sam Neely is one of those guys, or going to be, but boy, he certainly had a great goal there. And who are they playing? Well, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about who the top scorer for the Scottish Thistles was. It was Austin Maybe.
Yeah, 6 goals yesterday, and this guy just has a beautiful outside shot, and there's one of his goals. I don't know if we're going to see all 6 of them, but he scores most of them from around there. He scores most of them from the outside, and he's just absolutely an elite shooter. I think this is the one that comes across the floor, doesn't take a whole lot of time. Where is he? They're setting up the power play, and then, oh no, this is the one right in the center of the floor. So he's scored a number of goals from just inside that restraining line. He's had a fantastic outside shot. Yeah. Shockingly, 9 goals, just 1 assist, but he is definitely a shooter.
Not afraid to shoot, that's for sure. We'll shoot from anywhere. We'll see what happens tonight with Canada and Scotland here in the final game of the 2025 IIJ World Juniors round robin play. We are ready to go. Andrew Baumley is ready to go. He is squatting, he is stretching, he is standing at center floor, just waiting for his partner at the dot to show up. That is Brody McLeod, who will take the draw for Canada. Final game of round robin play. About to get started.
And Stamper, what do you think the strategy is going to be for these two teams? Do you think they're going to want to pound each other?
I think it's don't show too much, but how do you, I mean, they've seen each other play their other games. They're playing like, it's not like you have 10 players you can just not dress. You can hide, right? I mean, Canada's got a few scratches with a full roster, but I don't know why I want to call them Saskatchewan, but the Scottish Thistles had a number of players injured last week, so they're a little tighter on the bench, but here's Austin Maybe, and, I mean, what are you going to do, tell him not to shoot really well? They know he can shoot.
Yeah, well, exactly. And as you said, they don't have enough bodies to sit somebody out, even if they wanted to do that.
Here's Austin Sheen, who we were pumping up for the first game. He didn't do much then, but the 3-time league scoring champion in the RMJLL Junior B Tier 2 had 4 goals last night, but this is a breakaway for Adelino, who has scored on these. Oh, big save, though, by the starting goaltender, Ty Peterson, and that's huge for him because when he played as the starter against the U.S., he gave up 3 goals on his first 4 shots in the first 3 minutes, and that was it. That's all he's played in the tournament so far.
Yeah, he wants to have a good game here. But sloppy start for Canada. That's giving up
It is.
a breakaway now and throwing the ball away.
Scottish taking their time. Here's Hudson Schultz. A nice little feature with him and his brother Maverick, who's playing for the U.S.
And I love that speed by Adelino. Adelino,
Oh, yeah.
you know, is playing D, but a big, strong guy, and has showed some pretty good finish. He's got 2 goals in the tournament.
Yeah, you've got Adelino, a rip from the outside. Speaking of goals, there is Chayton Pazienza, who's been pretty quiet for the Scots, but nothing quiet about that shot.
No, and I'd have to go back and look at the stats, but I don't think he's got a goal in this tournament so far, and he did this like he's been doing it all week. This was almost like a Austin Maybe shot from the other side of the floor.
It really is. Actually, it's funny because Maybe comes to congratulate him. We had Maybe on the there's Maybe on the camera with the yellow headed to his stick, and it looked just like one. And here's another chance. Carrick, a speedster, scores. It's 2-0 for Scotland, and this is starting to feel a lot like the game last year where the Scots took out the U.S. That one, of course, cost the U.S. a chance at the gold medal game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And we've been talking about this guy, Mitch Carrick, all week. The jets that he has, playing mostly transition, and there you see the great speed, but a couple of fakes, and he puts it in the short side, yeah. And yeah, not the start that Ty Peterson wants after the start he had the other day, but I can't blame him on that goal.
No.
He's saved one breakaway already.
And here comes Bomley, and it's 3 goals on 4 shots again. And I mean, you've got to leave Peterson in.
Yeah, you
right? You don't pull him tonight.
I'm sure the coaches just gave each other a glance, but I think they both have the same feeling we do. You can't pull him.
Yeah.
If anything, you have a timeout for your team because
Yeah.
this is a really sloppy start for Canada. Essentially, like not a clear-cut breakaway, but essentially almost three plays, 3 breakaways on net.
Yeah.
And the outside shot, you could say maybe you want to stop that, but this is not on Ty Peterson.
Nate Lewis with the ball here. Now it gets stripped. Canada has it. Dustin Morton on the run. He's got a man ahead. Didn't like the look to Adrian Van Tassel, so he's going to hang on to it, go all the way himself. Maybe tried to go a little bit too far, and it's turned over. Here come the Scots back the other way. Max Benoit playing a 2-way game. He's been a gritty competitor here. Maybe they are all over him, so he hands it off, and there's a rip. That was Cohen Vishu, who we didn't see until yesterday. And I don't think he scored a goal till late in that game yesterday. Had all kinds of shots. Took about 10 shots before he got one in. Today, his very first shot is in. And you got to wonder, I mean, is Canada thinking of changing the goal? They haven't made a move there yet. I mean, as we mentioned in the pregame, this game is. Oh, that's an over and back, and there's a delay of game penalty.
Oh, that just a mind cramp.
Yeah, it's Hayden Goldthorpe just rolls it down the floor.
And this is almost looking like Canada against the U.S. the other day when they sort of got rattled. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. They got rattled against the U.S. maybe even twice in that game.
And we'll take a look at this one, Shanny.
Yeah, so they call for over and back, but this is where you drop the ball and he rolls it away in frustration, which you can't do in lacrosse, and anyone who's played it in the last 10 years knows it.
And he's frustrated with himself because he just ran back over center,
yeah.
which is, a rule that came in about the same time.
Well, pretty much 2 rules he just broke.
Right? But the one he just wasn't paying attention to, wasn't aware of, and then didn't think about the other one until after he did it. There's a big save for Ty Peterson. I know 3 minutes into the game, 4-0 down. It's hard to say it's a big save, but boy, when you've given up 4 goals on 5 or 6 shots, you want to make any stop. And now there's another turnover with all kinds of pressure from Maybe and Ruskowski on the captain, Scott Larden. And the Thistles are back to the Braden Stearns down to Maybe, who's thinking, should I just have a rip? No, he'll slow it down a little bit, and they set up the power play. Backdoor quick stick, 5-0 Scotland, 3 minutes and 26 seconds.
And I was just thinking, Ruskowski really did nothing in yesterday's game. That was against the U.S., right?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing in yesterday's
Very
game
quiet
against the
game.
U.S. Very quiet, and wasn't involved in any of these first 4 goals. Had his stick up ready, but again, that's on the Canada defense. I know it's a power play, but you got to have your stick in those lanes. You got to take those cross floor passes from shooter to crease. That could easily be stopped with a stick in the lane.
Here's Sam Neely. Flips it up to Mason Myers, who scored 11 points yesterday. Dillerone with the rip. Saved by Jarrett Jaywar on the first shot he's faced. That's really the first possession Canada's had where they've held it for more than about 10 seconds.
Now, ultimately, this game does mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't tell that to the players on the floor. Don't tell that to Scotland.
Here's Maybe driving to the net, 6-0. Just over 4 minutes in, and the game may not mean anything in the standings. It may not mean anything since they're going. They know they're meeting tomorrow in the semis. But if you're Scotland, this has to boost your confidence. And if you're Canada, it's got to rattle you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that Wilfong just called a timeout.
He did.
And I think it's a very good call because these guys are just not playing good defense. I mean, I don't know if they thought they were in for an easy game, and if they did, I don't know why. Scotland played the U.S. closer than Canada did.
Yep.
So they should have come into this game knowing they're going to be in a battle, but I don't think anyone would have thought it would have been 6-0 at this point.
No. And so here's an interesting thing from the U.S.-Canada game on Monday, 2 days ago. Again, Canada with a terrible start. And it was 4-0 for the U.S. The U.S. scored 3 goals in the first 3 minutes and 2 seconds. This Tyler Sebastian goal was the one that wound up pulling Peterson. They got another one a bit later. Canada got one back, but it was 5-1 and 7-2 for the U.S. So they had some pretty big leads. Canada got back within 1 goal at 12-11. So it's not like they can't come back, but I mean, there's almost another one.
That's a huge save.
Yes.
That is absolutely a huge save. But
now a turnover. Ruskowski with Benoit and Bomley will wait for them.
But even off that face-off, Canada is just asleep.
And the thing that really strikes me as there's another chance right here. That's trouble. It's a goal. It's 7-0. That was Nate Lewis.
7 different goal scorers as well.
Wow.
And as bad as Canada's been, and they have been bad, I still fear they're going to get back in this game. And not going to guarantee they're going to win it, but at some point they got to wake up and show the team they are. And they are pulling Peterson. I hope they put him back.
Yeah.
Because this is not on him at all.
No. Todd Wilfong is over talking to him. And Peterson didn't seem to be too interested in having an extended conversation.
Well,
I mean, there's not a lot of time right there. What are you going to say?
No. Also, he's probably disappointed in his team in front of him. He should be disappointed in his team in front of him.
Here's a shot from Neely. That one's stopped by Jarrett Jaywar. And Jaywar's going to go set a pick. That's an interesting little just step in front of your crease pick. Here comes Carrick, who won't be using his speed this time. He just steps across center, hands it off to Ruskowski. And that is, you pointed out, 7 different scorers. That's astonishing.
Yeah.
To have 7 different guys. I mean, there's only 7 forwards on the team, right? I mean, that ball's going to be scooped up there by Ethan Urbanski. Penalty coming.
Is this Benoit going to? No.
No, that's Mason Myers.
Going to Canada.
Yeah, not sure if we caught that one.
No,
I was away from play. I didn't personally, but let's take a peek here. Oh.
I thought it was Bomley reacted. I thought it was Benoit for a second. Oh no, we're going to get some antics from him. He had a lot of theatrics every time Benoit went to the penalty box.
Okay, we're going to take a peek here, Shanny. We do have it.
Yeah, watch down low. Bomley's number 5 is involved. Oh yeah, that's a punch while holding the stick.
Yeah.
Bomley gave something back, but he missed.
Ruskowski gets it back for maybe. They go down to Vishu. Benoit is looking to join the Scorers Club. There are 7 forwards dressed for the Scots, although Nate Lewis is a bit of a transition player.
Yeah.
But 7 different scorers, a couple of them defenders. Here's Canada, Delaronde, patting that one. That is his move, the dip and dunk. Kind of a little hesitation without the huge fake that time, but still the same result.
Yeah, you know, he is just so dangerous, and we said it yesterday. If Canada's awarded a penalty shot, it's got to be him, because he has been just money when he gets in on a goal. He makes them dance, and every time he's had a chance in close, it seems like he is eventually putting it in an empty net.
Although you were saying when they had a penalty shot, hey, maybe you go with, who's been scoring all their transition goals?
I think I was talking about another team.
Oh, that was another team. Adelino for Scotland. Yeah.
That was a little bit tongue-in-cheek.
It was a little bit, not much though. He has been a beauty. Andrew Baumley handed it off. Now there's penalty coming. Illegal substitution.
Too many men for Scotland. This is what we were talking about. Sometimes don't run off the floor, although they would have caught that regardless.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take the referees too long to look over and see 6 guys.
Well, it was 5 guys because they're shorthanded. So that's going to push them.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, no, actually, it was 6 guys.
No, it's Canada.
It was Canada's shorthanded.
Yep.
Holy cow, that is a way to
now we're going to
throw away your power play.
That's where you hope your goalie can sneak to the bench when the referee counts the guys on the floor. You say, no, I'm over here. Yeah. We pull our goalie for no particular reason.
Right. So the thing is interesting because in Canada's game against the U.S., they took a lot of penalties. Their energy was just not there. They did not seem alive. Last night, they came out flying against Australia. I know Australia is not as strong an opponent, but they, energy-wise, drive, passion, focus, they seem to have it. Tonight, they're fighting to get it.
Yeah.
Neely tries to feed Noppin. Noppin goes through the crease. He can't take this pass. Nice job by the official there to point him out. Delaronde with the hard rip, but Jawar with the stop, and we'll just hang on to it. Now he pops it out of his knee pad. And there he is again with the step out front pick. I like that. That's interesting.
I like that too. Yeah. But you got to be careful in your movement. You can't be dodging when you do that.
Yeah.
And the referees have seemed to be pretty relaxed this tournament about goal interference from the goalie.
Ruskowski feeds it to Benoit. Didn't quite connect. He's going to kind of drag Foot down with him. They'll try to dive out for the ball, but Foot gets a big hit from Ruskowski. Now, they're going to say a push and give the Scots the ball. The 30 was still ticking down.
Yeah,
I thought
Canada had possession. I thought the 10 seconds should have ticked down.
Yeah.
Either way, Scotland gets the ball back, though.
Oh, and Myers actually got is that a double minor or a major?
Yeah, he got a major.
It was a major.
Oh, I didn't realize.
You know what? That's probably the right call.
Yeah.
You just throw a punch, gloved punch right into the guy's face. Scotland's got a penalty coming. Sheen, nice pass ahead. What a finish there. Sam Neely. That's a lovely connection between Sheen and Neely.
Yeah, that was a really nice goal. And again, coming off the bench, not too dissimilar from the last one by Delaronde. One of their offensive stars coming off the bench, taking advantage of an odd man rush.
Those two on that play look like they've been playing together for years, but Sheen is from Lethbridge, Alberta. Sam Neely from Oro-Medonte, Ontario. And I suspect they met on Saturday when Canada arrived and had their first practice.
Well, that's interesting.
Nice pass to Neely, who just misses. I thought that Delaronde was making the pass over to Noppin, but he was going to the trailer. Now Neely is limping a little bit as he comes up. Such a smart play by Delaronde. Dustin Morton goes down. Nice flip. That's a great goal. Kieran Noppin takes a lovely shovel pass, controls his body, absorbs the hit, and tucks it home. Maybe they will catch up by the end of the quarter.
And Jawar is really annoyed at this, and I kind of don't blame him, because the goalie, watch, by the time the referee calls this a goal, he's lying down in the crease. But you know what, if the referee thinks it went in right away.
Well, I think it did go in time, and he was checked in from behind.
Yeah.
So I find that one of the all-time funny moments in lacrosse games when a player cross-checks somebody in the back into the crease, into his goalie, and then puts his palms up to the ref like, Why aren't you calling that?
Yeah.
He's in the crease. Well, yeah. Oh, that one bounces. Neely tracks it down, though. Cody Merritt will just trot through the middle. Canada's still got 2:17 to kill on the Myers penalty. That was a 4-on-4 goal, as the Scottish penalty just got released. Merritt rips one. That's right into the middle of the Thistle logo. Head to Bomley. Nice job catching that one as he had to spin around. I mean, there was no real stakes, but it was still a tough catch and a really pretty play. Hard blast from Lewis.
And even though
Penalty coming.
I think neither of us liked that Peterson got pulled, Ferguson hasn't allowed a goal, and he's made some nice saves.
Up to the top. Bomley is thinking about it. Goes down low. Feel like they want to get Benoit and Bomley on the board since they're a couple of the only ones who haven't scored. So it's a holding call to Cody Martin.
So we're gonna have a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You see that in the middle of the floor. It was, the bump was okay. The hold later wasn't.
Sorry, my reaction was we have our outstanding producer, Shahab, is kind of narrating it for us because we didn't see it. He's saying he comes in, he's going to hold him. So to me, I'm hearing it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
And we're just taking credit for it.
We're just taking credit. There you go. Austin Maybe.
That's got to be Maybe, yeah.
Normally he's ripping from the outside. That one, he's right on top of the crease.
Now, was it Maybe he's wearing the glasses? Can you see that? Yeah.
Because remember, he got into it with Miracle, I think, the other day, and their helmets came off, and I was like, wait, what are the protocols for fighting if you have glasses on?
Yeah.
She's like, wait a second, let's take these off, place them over here.
And Maybe's got a little distinct celebration that I'm sure we'll see it again some point in this game.
So how many is that for him now? 11 in the tournament?
Yes.
Wow.
That's.
How many did you score in your career, Shanny?
11.
That's about 11 more than me.
In my 21 years.
Right. Did you have that kind of celly?
No, I was usually exhausted.
Just have a special one if you're only going to score once in a while. I mean, I never scored any goals
honestly,
at a high level.
I was always low key. I wasn't a guy who jumped up and down a lot.
To finish my thought, I never scored any goals at a high level because I didn't play at a high level. I was pretty stoked when I scored in house league, though. There's a big save by Ferguson. I even went over center once playing high school field lacrosse as a long pole. Went up and had a chance. Didn't score, though.
Those are always fun.
Oh, I would have loved it. And everyone gets so excited for a pole goal or potential pole goal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Canada trying to kill this. And the one thing for Canada that's a bit of a benefit, I guess, is as they roll this one in, is that if the Scots did score. Didn't Scotland just score?
Yeah, maybe just scored.
Okay, I thought that should have,
knocked
because there
off
wasn't
one.
a goal on the major yet, was there?
No.
Did they? No, so that should have actually, I think, eliminated the minor because there wasn't a goal on the major yet. So it is still 5-on-3, so that's a bit of a break for Scotland. Backdoor Ruskowski misses. Benoit rips it. Maybe has it. I thought maybe it was going to look dunk. Ruskowski, quick stick.
Oh, boy.
Great finish, Vishu. What a pass by Ruskowski. And then Vishu heads over to Maybe. And I'll tell you, this Scottish team is really feeling like a unit.
And honestly, I'm impressed with Vishu today. Yesterday, I liked how hard he worked, but I didn't see the scoring touch that we've seen today. But this is a beautiful pass from Ruskowski. And no chance for Ferguson. But some penalty trouble for Canada. I mean, Canada took the momentum back. They scored 3 straight goals, but now 2 straight power play goals, both 5-on-3. That might have been a 5-on-4. I think one of the players had come out, right?
Yeah, because the penalties are wiped out now. Although Myers will still have to serve the rest of his 5 minutes.
And that's
it might have actually run out
to be away.
Yeah. Oh no, he is on the bench, so I guess the time must have expired. Myers out there now. We are back to even strength.
Myers on the 2-man game with Neely.
They're deadly. Here's Merritt, and Dularonde in the middle is just money from pretty much anywhere. Sheen showed his touch yesterday. Canada has the potent offense to come back. Urbanski almost battled his way out. Now he pops out. The ball isn't quite with him, though. It's still loose on the floor. I'm not even sure whose possession this is on.
Yeah,
I guess Urbanski had it for a moment. Now it's loose again. Dunk attempt. Oh, loose ball push by Myers, who's kind of riled up tonight.
Yeah, Myers is definitely getting involved in the extracurriculars.
And he took away Neely's chance for a dunk goal, which I'm sure he won't love.
There's no way he's going to make it over.
No.
Oh, boy, over and back.
Is that a mercy non-call?
Oh, my gosh, and it might turn into a
rolls
breakaway.
ahead. Lewis can't pick it up. It goes into the corner, but it's going to be Vishu that tracks it down.
And only 7 seconds left in the shot clock.
Stopped by Ferguson.
Okay, this is where they got to ignore that buzzer.
Yeah.
You know, there was a shot, and everybody knew it, and you saw almost every player on the floor relax when they heard the buzzer.
And honestly, I think the officials do need to be a bit more, adamant that, hey, keep, play on, play on.
Yeah.
Ball's tracked down there by Morton. McLeod gave it to Mahar Robbins. And Jay Ward's going to have to step out of his crease, just avoids the 5-second count. They've got about 3 to get over center. Ruskowski was ready to barrel through Morton.
Yeah.
Didn't have to. Good job by the big man to be aware. Ferguson knows where that is as they tried the hidden ball trick.
They've tried that a couple times.
We saw one work the other day, except the shot was missed. That was Myers, right, that had the shot on the backside open net?
Yeah, that's what you were telling us. That's always the embarrassing part.
Yeah.
Execute a hidden ball trick, but you can't hit the open net.
That pass gets ahead to Morgan. He's going to go up into the offensive zone and head to the bench. Yeah, you want to get your forwards out when you're down 9-3. Penalty coming to Scotland now. So Ferguson, big strides. Not a super fast turnover, but he was just launching himself step to step over to that bench. They get 6 attackers out. Dularonde steps around. He'll rip one. That gets through. It's a goal.
Oh, my gosh. This kid is talented.
Yeah.
There's only a few seconds left in the shot clock. Everybody knows he's just going to take a late shot, but that fake that he puts on first allowed him to take an extra step. That was a big fake. Even you shouldn't score from here still, but it's definitely an improvement from where he was going to shoot.
Yeah. Well, that was that. It was such a hard hitch that he got the defender to bite, but then getting it off quickly as Adelino was coming over to try and get on his hands and just wasn't able to affect the shot. That is it looks like just a big power blast, like you said, late in the shot clock, but so much nuance to that.
Yeah,
Neely has it.
At this point in the tournament, I think he's the best player in Canada, Dularonde.
I think so too. Best player in the tournament so far?
No,
I would say. I'm not saying him. I'm saying for who would you say? Like, that's a tough one.
It could be Posek, could be McNamara.
Yeah.
Even you got to look at maybe.
Yeah, I'd go Posek or McNamara just because I think they're doing a lot outside of the shooting, but boy, maybe he's in the short list for the all-tournament team. That 30 will expire, and the Scots are going to see what they can do, see if they can hit double digits. I did not have 13 anywhere near the over-under for the goals in the first quarter.
You know, even wilder. Like, we talked about the fact that Canada scored 11 goals in the first quarter yesterday, 44-goal pace. Well, we know it's not going to happen, but Scotland's on a 36-goal pace.
Yeah. Myers' hard rip after the missed shot from McLeod was picked up by Merritt. It's going to come back out to Dularonde. Boy, he loves that fake, and it is convincing. There's a shot. Sheen is flattened. A little bump from behind by Ganch. 15 seconds. See, I don't know if anybody will take it. Well, Canada's used their timeout for the first half. And the Scots, I doubt, are going to burn one here. Dularonde, reverse whip.
Nice attempt. Yeah.
And it's not off. Oh, the helmet comes right off of J-War, and he's going to do the accidental goalie kneel on top of Dillerone.
Well,
and Myers is gone.
was that Myers?
Yeah.
I saw the ref saw something.
And immediately tossed him.
Yeah, that's not smart. I actually didn't see it, but I could tell from their reaction that there was a dirty play. Referees, and hopefully we can get a look at this.
And the whole thing, I mean, starts because Canada does wind up in the crease. There's a bunch of guys banging around, and J-War didn't like it that Dillerone was in there.
I don't think they were going to call any penalties, or at least it didn't look like they were going to call any penalties originally. And you got to know the referee. All eyes are on everybody.
And it was pretty quiet, right? I mean, everyone was just kind of standing around. J-War had landed on Dillerone. He'd gotten up. Everyone was just kind of a little pushing and shoving. Then I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's going to be like another punch or something. Yeah, let's see what it was.
Number 6, Myers. He's. Oh no, it wasn't that as much as I thought, but I think it was because everything had settled down.
Yeah.
And they threw him out of the game for that?
Second major.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here with some of the goals. That's a beauty right there from Noppen, who's pretty fired up. No kidding. That's a nice play. Another example, of course, of Canada being in the Scots crease.
Yeah, that was a goal for Canada, but most of the goals were coming from Scotland.
So and we're going to do this sometimes. We've got some highlights stacked up now from the tournament. So we're going to look at goals highlights from today. We might just run some from earlier in the tournament at times as well. But basically, Myers obviously frustrated, but like you said, everything had settled down. He comes across that down cross check around hip level.
Yeah.
That's going to get called when you do it right in front of the official.
And also what happens there is generally when there's a scrum and the referees are doing everything to stop it from escalating. And then when they feel they got it under control, the referees are so annoyed that somebody gives one more.
Yes.
Right? So you're always going to get called for that.
So it's called roughing. Could have been cross-checking.
But they give him 5.
They give him 5.
Okay.
I think so.
I
mean, we didn't see it perfectly, right? Because there were players in front, but it was a pretty, I don't know if I'd say vicious, but it was a distinct downward chop in the lower half of the body. I mean, you can't do it.
Well, not smart lacrosse.
No. The other thing on that, the shot we just saw actually, this is what leads to the whole play. And Myers actually cross-checked the player into Dillerone, which knocked Dillerone down in the first place. And here's the play. I mean, maybe bombingly embellished. I don't know. Again, there's some players in the way, but like you said, they've just got a volatile situation settled down in a game where everyone knows there's not actually placement on the line. So everyone knows that, I mean, we're lacrosse players. We know lacrosse players can get dumb, right?
Yeah.
So you know that something could happen. And you just go and do it in front. Now, let's see. Jack Spallone is on the floor. He's directing his players out. And he's on the floor, the head coach for Scotland, because he took a broom, and went and was sweeping up
that area
during the block.
Around the crease?
During the break, yeah. Adelino gets it.
Adelino, one of our favorite guys.
Yeah, I've been enjoying his play. Both ends of the floor. Yeah, you were asking, I remember at one point you were saying, is Carrick the top defender for them? And I don't know. There's a penalty coming to Canada, and maybe one. I thought there might be one the other way. There will not be. Carrick just throws his hands up and maybe has a chat.
And I am looking at the scoreboard up there. Scotland did get a penalty as well. Bomley got 2 minutes on that scrum.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Extra attacker is out, so it's a 5-on-4. Here's maybe. Benoit quickly down to Ruskowski. He's really trying to find a lane. It's not there, so Benoit will shoot. Oh, my. Scott Larden is trying to act like that didn't hurt and doing a pretty good job of it.
But you know better. Yeah, we know better.
That did not feel good. That was actually really impressive how quickly he popped up, because he went down. You know it hurt, and he just jumps back up.
Yeah, let's see the penalty that Canada got, and it was Larton. Yeah, he just
Oh, the late one there. Yep.
ran in, late hit on the boards.
So 4-on-3.
Right.
Maybe the best scoring situation for
And
an
Scotland,
offense.
yeah, it is. And Scotland has scored 2 goals on the 5-on-3. I think one of them, a guy had just come out of the box, but he hadn't entered the play.
Yes. That one's tipped away, but Ruskowski gets it. Misses the shot. Benoit will track it down. Down to Ruskowski. He's going back door. Maybe. Big stop, Ferguson.
That is actually a very good stop.
It is.
Well executed play by Scotland.
Gets away from Martin. And is scooped up by Ruskowski. Pops loose.
Well, I love the way that Martin tries to make up for a mistake.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, that's such a hard position. We've talked about how easy it is to get a penalty when the ball's popping in and out of someone's stick. You just don't know when it's free because you're focused. And now Martin comes away with it, fights off Stearns, gets over center and makes an okay pass over to Agent Van Tassel, who really wants to get that ball back since he dropped it. He's looking for holding the stick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Van Tassel's taking that one. And
yeah.
that's just a discipline penalty.
Like you're right in front of the referee.
And I'm sure Max Benoit was really annoying him because Max Benoit, he has a knack for getting under people's skin. I think he probably did clamp down on Van Tassel's stick, probably did drag it away with him, nonetheless. So it's 5-on-3. All 5 of them are in.
This will be a penalty shot too, right?
Yeah, that's true. So if they pick it up, so it will be a penalty shot. So now, the 236 that's up, that is on the Myers major.
Yeah.
Larden got a double minor? Or did he get a major as well? Hang on.
Yeah, they might have called him 5 for boarding.
Yeah, let's take a look at that last penalty, Shanny.
This last one is just, undisciplined. The referee's watching, and I'm with you. I am sure Benoit did something.
Oh, yeah.
Landed on his stick, stayed on his stick, but what was it, 12 who took that penalty for Canada? Or Van Tassel?
That was Van Tassel, number 9. So Larden did get a major for boarding. So this penalty shot is I believe it eliminates the minor because there's no goals on the majors.
He was 2 for 2 on penalty shots yesterday, wasn't he?
So slow. No, he got the first. Oh, he did. He went the other side.
Oh my
goes
gosh.
back to the first one. That is unbelievable.
3 for 3 in the penalty shots.
It probably took about 45 seconds to take them. He's just looking, and that is some precise shooting by Austin Maybe.
Yeah, he just wiggles that stick a little bit and then corner. And remember, that's where he scored his first one yesterday. The next one went to the opposite corner. Let's see if there's a pattern, if he gets another one.
It's funny because as a goalie, you're watching what they're doing. You're ready for the fake sign. If they come in with some speed, you're like, okay, I have to be ready to react. But maybe, you can't react to everything because he's just going so slowly.
Right, he's already got a hat trick.
Yeah. Wow. Morgan has it. So there's still 2.5 minutes on the Myers major. 3+ on the Larden major. Morgan loses the ball, which hardly blame him. He's fighting hard to try and get it back. That's a loose ball foul. That's going to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be Canadian ball.
Canada was hoping for a penalty. Look.
Yeah.
And Baumley, very smart, places that ball right down, make sure it doesn't roll away. Because you got to figure the referees are watching for Scotland for the next call.
Yeah,
and if you're Scotland.
Oh, and Noppen is just flirting with the majors. He gets his stick up high on Urbanski, who now takes a swat at Dularonde. That's like a couple of gnats.
No, and
on
this,
a big
this
dude.
Is where if I'm playing against him, I'm not even going to try to get the ball out. I'm just going to cross-check him.
And honestly, Hudson Schultz is probably fortunate to not get a slash on that one.
He is.
Yeah.
Just wear him down.
Yeah.
You got the big man, Delaron.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the ball out off him.
And you don't need the ball, especially there's 10 seconds left in the shot clock, and you've got a 5-on-3 for another 1.5 plus. At that point,
it's almost
just wait.
From a defender's point of view, it's a chance where you can get lots of hits in.
Yeah. And think risk-reward. Chances of taking a penalty in that situation, very high. Chances of stripping the ball, pretty low.
Yeah.
Stearns goes and gets that loose ball. He'd love to get in on this scoring for the Scots. They're going to go to Ruskowski. Bulls, but had faced some big, beefy players too, and Martin and Foote, who are able to match up with him. And Martin is just chopping away. Hard rip from Vishu, who's feeling it. We did not see him shoot like that yesterday.
No.
And Stearns blew a tire. He lost his shoe, skidded to the turf, and now there's going to be a penalty to the Scots.
And Benoit might get an extra.
Might get another one.
I really like the effort of Benoit running back and staying with his man.
And you can hear, even with our headphones on, we can hear boarding being yelled by the Canadian bench.
So the first penalty wasn't against Benoit, was it?
I didn't think it was, but.
Well, I missed the first call from the referee, but I did see 2 slashes. So he's going to have 4 minutes here, I believe.
Yeah.
And you know what? The second one was so unnecessary. He actually did a great job of running with his man, of covering his man, hitting his man. There's no point to add that extra slash.
So we're 4.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's 10-4 for Scotland.
And even with Benoit in the penalty box, 7? They give him a 5 and a 2. Holy cow.
Yeah, so the first one would be the minor, and I think he got a major for boarding.
Okay, yeah, and that's what Canada was screaming for. And,
yeah.
And fair is fair. If you know, that's the standard that they called against Canada earlier.
Is it, though? I mean, I guess so. I mean, yeah, they for sure.
Like
he rammed him into the boards. Yeah.
I wouldn't think that was a 5, but I didn't think the one by Canada was a 5.
Yeah. A big factor is distance traveled. And, I mean, I think Benoit traveled a long way, but with
them. Yeah, you're right.
With the players. So I don't know. How do you factor that in? And honestly, you want to keep control, so I get that too.
A lot of it is what we said a few minutes ago. You know the next time Scotland does something, they're going to get called on it. Referees are it's just human nature.
So one of the majors has expired. Myers is released. So we're 4-on-4 for another 35 seconds. And then it's going to be Canada with a whole bunch of power play time.
Yeah.
Potential to score 3 goals because there will be time left on the minor. That's an illegal pick.
Oh, that should be a penalty. They got away with one there.
Yeah, because Carrick was taken off up the floor.
And Carrick. I mean, he could claim sort of accidental, but.
Yeah, if Adelino had been able to pick that up, he could hit Carrick on the run. But again, game management, do you want to call that? You don't want to, right? But sometimes you've got to, and that is no goal, despite what Andrew Bomley is saying. Yeah. And Ferguson's not going to get up.
Oh,
it was under him.
And it didn't go in the net.
I remember, I'm trying to think who it was. Seeing it was John, oh my goodness, from Alberta. John, how am I forgetting his name? I've been calling his games for years. Plays for the Warriors at the Alice Rebesky. John McMillan.
Oh, yeah,
had a save. The ball's underneath him.
Goaltender for Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't know, nobody quite knew where the ball was. He had a pretty good idea. It might be in. There's a nice save. It's almost a chance again for Canada, but it's picked up by Ganch. And he just kind of rolled himself out. So when he got up, the ball was outside the goal line.
Oh, yeah.
What can the goalie do?
What
can the ref do?
This past World Championship?
No, that was at the,
Alex,
I think it was at the Rebesky a few years ago. But I mean, or it might have been at the E-box. But if you don't see it,
it's not a goal.
You don't know for sure the ball was rolling with him as he came forward. I think it was.
Yeah.
So it is now a power play for another 4:44 for Canada, which means the minor is done.
Yeah.
Merritt rips one far bottom corner. And Canada is creeping back closer to the Scots.
That makes it 10-5 now. A nice goal by Merrick, who I think he scored 3 yesterday. Yeah, he did. Cody Merrick got 3 goals yesterday in the victory over Australia, and just a nice underhand and, as you said, low to low.
Nice beautiful little shot. Screen too. Just stepping across for that cross pick on the high defender. Delarone flips it over to Goldthorpe. He's going to head to the bench after getting possession from the faceoff.
Now, even though there's, 4.5 minutes left, they can only score one more power play goal in this major. I'm correct there, right? Because in the first minor.
Yes, because the minor expired.
Yep.
So then one in the major. Now, the thing, of course, Benoit would have to stay in for the remainder of the 5 minutes.
Oh, you watch him run out.
Yeah, he'll come out.
He'll come out.
Which is unsportsmanlike or delay a game, so see what happens. But, yeah, I feel like he probably would. And then claim, what? I don't know.
Oh,
Timeout for the Scots. And I don't know if you've noticed our one official right down below us, we can get a shot. Right down by the scorer's bench as he walks out. Got the white socks on. The guys were giving him a hard time. The other refs and the players were like, "What are you doing wearing white socks? Ref's supposed to wear black socks." And they gave him a bit of a rough time. We can't see them right now. There you go. You see a little glimpse. A glimpse of white stocking is something shocking when they're supposed to be the black ones. And we don't want to give them too hard a time, but everyone else is. So why don't we jump in on it? Yeah.
I would, but that would be me too.
100%. I mean, so 7:32 to go. We're going to look at some of the highlights that have gotten us here.
It's a nice aggressive slash by Jay Wart. Seen a bit more from Rosowski this game. Paul Rosowski was definitely the best player on Scotland in game 1. Who was that against? Australia, I think. Yeah. Yesterday, not so good. He's
really quiet. I mean, he was working. He's a worker. He's a big guy.
He's definitely been more involved in this one. He's got 1 goal, and he's had a number of good chances, too.
Andrew Bomley's just going down to chat with Jarrett Jaywar. Give him a hug. Well, they're 3-on, makes them 3-on-5. He's just gonna, I'm just gonna go play D, have a chat with my boy. Some nice work. That's got to be Rosowski, right? Nobody else is holding on.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Wow, that's Braden Stearns.
Yep.
Gritty effort from Braden Stearns, and eventually the ball is turned over. It's nice penalty kill work.
Canada's got like 3.5 minutes to work on this power play. I cannot see them being shut out the rest of the way. They just too much talent on this power play.
Who gets the next one?
I would have said Myers, but he's not here.
Right. I'm going to go Dilleron because I think he's due. He's got 1 so far, so. Noppin's still in the crease. He's got to get out. He does. Merritt at the top as they are. Strong right. Probably go strong right a lot now with Myers kicked out of the game. Just having more righty shooters. Nice pass. Dilleron fakes the one more and has Jaywar falling to the concrete as he tucks that one home. What a beautiful play by the big man.
And that was your call. You said it was going to be Dilleron. And again, he shows us, and this is actually a very nice pass by Cody Merritt. But if Jaywart just stays on his post, I don't think that could have gone in. And Dilleron shows that he's going to go past crease to crease, and it got Jaywart off his post to give an opening for Dilleron. And that's, the great finishers have that ability. Even when there's no net to shoot at, they make the goalie move. Something you and I can never do.
Right? It's funny because I score now and then in my old guys league. That's not exactly the same thing, right? As scoring in a real competitive game. But when I look at a goalie, I don't see a whole lot of net.
Yeah.
These guys seem to see net that just is not there for guys like us.
I know I'm dating myself, but when I played with Paul Gate.
Here's Rosowski, scores!
Nice goal.
Doing the puppet on a string routine. Ferguson wasn't jumping around with him, but couldn't stop that tuck home. What a response from Rosowski and the Scots.
He's showing us that Dilleron's not the only one who could put a few fakes on a goalie in close and just move that stick till he finds an opening. Fake, fake, fake. There's some net.
And Ferguson, we talked about how you can't go with all the fakes. You've got to be judicious. But in that case, Rosowski kind of got himself over to the far side as Ferguson was trying not to fall for all the fakes. Here's Adelino fighting through. What a pass.
Oh my gosh. No, that's lucky though.
Yes.
That's not even a good that's not even
a good decision.
Not at all. Not at all. He just sort of flung that into an area.
What if that's exactly where he was putting it because he
Yeah.
knew Nate Lewis was there? Because they've been practicing that all week.
No,
That exact situation.
What I was going to tell you, if there's not a goal scored in the next couple of seconds, when I played with the Gates, I saw so many times where if the goalie had just closed his eyes and not moved, there's no way that whether it was Paul or Gary could score on the angle they were at.
Right.
But they were so good at making that goalie jump off the post,
Yeah.
and then they'd put it short side. And I remember just thinking, how does he do that? Oh, look at this.
Outlet pass to Stearns. He wants in on the scoring. He won't get there right now.
No,
Nice save by
yeah.
Ferguson. Carter Foot will head off. Here's Morden driving out, another save by J-War. And the thing, like, you'll see guys, we've seen a few times in this tournament where guys have used a really good fake to pull the goalie off the post.
Yep.
The thing with the Gates, I guess, they did it all the time.
Oh, all the time.
Like
yeah.
over and over and over.
In their sleep.
Yeah. Stearns waiting for the rest of the cohort on offense. It almost gets away from Vishu. Goes back door. It's a bit low for Lewis, and Van Tassel just shoves him away.
Well,
now that's
he's going to get a penalty if he.
yeah, if he keeps that
Yeah.
up.
Now, if the ball's loose, you can do that.
Yeah, but you
But
can't.
once
you
it-
can't
once
check
it's
the
a guy's
stick.
stick, yeah.
Sheen hands it off to Dilleronde.
I was just going to ask you if Sheen is playing. I haven't noticed him until right now.
Yeah, I saw him the once earlier. I mentioned, his 4 goals yesterday. But here's Van Tassel's going to knock it. He will get a shot off. Nice job by Cooper Ganch closing.
That was one of those ones off the back foot. Oh,
Yeah. They got to get it across, and they
That's
just get
It's
it there.
A good recovery by Scotland.
I really like that little play by Baumel as he steps across center, was very calm, knew that either the ball's getting there or not, he just has to catch it. Because sometimes you kind of jab at it when you know it's tight on the 10-second line, then you can knock it back over center. Ferguson plays it with his hand, throws it ahead to Morgan. Mahar Robbins says, nope, I'm not open. Let's just set up the O. So Morgan will go to the bench. Brody McLeod's down the corner, he gets this one. Boy, he had a bunch of chances yesterday before he finally had one go.
He had about 4 breakaways.
Coming off the bench in transition. It's the righties this quarter for the Canadians coming off the bench for
Good
transition.
job by Nobbin to get that ball back.
Yeah, the hard work.
It's a
Here's
tired
McLeod.
defense.
That one's well wide, but it'll come back out to Merritt, who puts it right where he put his last goal. Started from a bit of a different spot, but finishes in the exact same place.
What a broken play. Almost reminds me of the Sheen goal yesterday when he shot it wide, got
to
his
himself.
own ball back. It's not a great shot, the first one, but America's definitely found his groove. He knows his spot. He knows when he's there where he's shooting, and it's the underhand shot low.
The refs are ready to go, and most of the players are ready to go, but Jarrett J-War is finishing up. He's strolling back to the bench after finishing up, getting a drink of water. This is the only game tonight here at the 2025 IIJL World Juniors in Kingston, but tomorrow we get down to the nitty-gritty. It's semifinal Thursday, 5 p.m. It will be a rematch between these two teams.
And you know what?
They're going to be hating each other.
It will be intense. Oh,
There's
nice goal.
Austin Sheen. He is happy to be part of the scoring flow tonight.
Yeah, nice little pause as he catches this. Instead of just catching it and shooting, he winds up and then takes that extra step to make his angle better and to get around the defender. Everybody expects him to shoot as he catches. Nice play.
And Sheen, we've mentioned, he won the RMJLL Junior B Tier 2 scoring title 3 years in a row, the last 3 years. But last year, the really impressive one when he had 69 goals, which was the number of points the second player in the scoring race had. There's a goal by Cody Merritt.
Cody Merritt.
Hat trick for him.
He has definitely found his shot. And you know, sometimes goalies just don't like certain shooters. I can tell you right now that Jay War does not like Cody Merritt. And he's probably telling his team, don't let that guy shoot.
Oh, kind of pinballs around a little bit.
3 quick ones for Canada.
11-9.
5-2 for Canada in this, if I counted right, in this quarter.
Remember when I do remember, Shanny, when you were saying early in the game, you're not sure they'll come back to win, but you're pretty sure Canada would battle back to get into this one. They have a chance to tie it up by halftime.
Yeah.
Which is incredible considering they're down 6-0, 7-0.
7-0.
7-0.
Yeah.
5 on the shot clock, so Neely's just going to fire one. That's off the target. Bomley picked it up, hoping he could get a run, I guess. Thought about the transition pass. I think that's a good decision not to send it up to maybe.
Agree.
Jason Feist was right on top of him. Lewis will fling it over to Stern, who moves it on quickly. Lets it rip, and I was going to say they're watching him closely, but Feist was really kind of watching maybe from a distance. Here comes Foote on the run. Stopped. I don't know if maybe got a bit of it. That's put back in. Cody Martin, is it good?
Yeah.
Looked like a thought process for the official. Maybe he was just getting the whistle right in the mouth.
I think he was just checking to see if that ball was actually
in,
but that's a tough rebound for Jay War. Makes the nice save on the breakaway against Foote.
And Carter Foote with some good foot speed for such a big guy. We've seen him running quite a bit, but Martin just gets in all alone.
And you know, and it's almost like maybe running back hard interfered with Jay War picking up the ball.
Oh, I think it did, because you can see that, and you can't complain about maybe.
No,
he's hustling. He's just
hustling.
working.
Sometimes,
but he ran right over where the ball was.
Sometimes stuff happens. That's just bad luck.
Nice pass to get that one through to Neely. A big pick from Noppin, who loses his stick, his glove. Gets everything back together, recomposes himself. Merritt, they got out on him. Nice job by Urbanski.
Did they call that a shot?
Oh, that.
They shouldn't have.
I thought it was wide.
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't believe that Merritt missed the net since he's been burying everything he's been shooting. Come up to Noppin. Looked at Neely, but goes down instead to Sheen. He's stopped. It goes right back to him. He must have a magnet for the ball, because it does seem to just find him wherever it's going. Here's Neely. There's a stick in the crease. Merritt, big save, Jay War.
Nice save by Jay War, staying with that one.
Oh, and that? Yeah, that's a penalty. I was going to say, so they called, I think there's a couple coming. So Bomley's getting illegal equipment because he picked up the stick of Cooper Ganch and threw it to him. You can't do that. You can't play with 2 sticks.
Yeah, he's getting that.
You can shove it along the floor.
And he's saying, why not? I don't like that rule.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether you agree with the rule, you still have to follow it. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the penalty.
The one along the boards is going to be coming right here.
Yeah, on the back.
Oh, that's going to be 5, I bet. It looked a lot like the others.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what the referees are discussing.
21 seconds to go here. It's 11-10.
So 2 minutes on that penalty for Canada.
Okay. Wow, there's been 21 goals in this game, Shanny, so we got lots to look at.
Yeah, Austin Sheen gets his first of the game. A couple of looks at his. Cody Merritt has been the hottest shooter for Canada of late. Is that 3 or 4 that Merrick's got now?
I think he's got 3. He had the 2 that were identical. The underhand shots over into the far corner, and then the one right from the top of the. Those are both from the shooter spot, and then the one from the top.
That's right. He's got 3, but he's got them all in this quarter.
Yeah, on 4 shots.
Yeah.
I think. And he missed the net on the other one. Which, I mean, heck, if you're putting in 3 shots, you're doing something right. You don't mind missing the net. Scotland gets possession because Canada took the second penalty. A nice fake by Ruskowski, and then a sneaky little shot. Looked like he was still faking. Big swing at Martin. And time's going to run out. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We've got about a minute 39 of power of 4-on-4 when we come back. But we're going to take a look right now, aren't we, Shahab? Yeah, we're going to look at something fun. So Chris Fox, the president of IIJL and the CLL, tweeted a while ago. This is the 10th IIJL World Juniors. It was originally called a World Challenge earlier back in 2015, right? It's a decade now of this tournament going. And who have been the best players to ever play in this tournament? We've done a few of these together. We're going to talk about some.
I've done, I don't know, 4 or 5. How many have you done?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. More than that, yeah.
I don't know. We're going to take a look at the IIJL team, and this is my team that I picked, and it was hard. I'll tell you, we mentioned that Sam Leclerc's not on here.
Well, look at the
look
goalies.
The goalies.
Christian
Chris
Del Bianco
Bianco
is a superstar goalie in the NLL, one of the best goalies in the world.
And that was back,
now.
Yeah, when he played in the 2016 Minto Cup, when he was just breaking out as a big-time player. Deacon Knott, and this was hard. I actually, in the tweet, I have to admit, I put Landon Kells, and Chris Fox said, I'm surprised you left Deacon Knott out. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Change your mind.
Kells was great. Deacon Knott was otherworldly and remember that pass he made? That was one of the best goalie passes I've seen. It was Del Bianco-esque.
Oh, yeah.
From the crease, hit somebody on the run. Chris Fox put the order. He said 3 defenders, sure. Matthew Wright, so solid.
Yep.
He had a good two-way player, would run.
Good,
he was
strong
playing
defender.
back. Yeah, that was like in the 19. He played a couple of times. Elliot Rutherford played for the U.S. last year, just dominant. And he was taking outlet passes from Jackson Curtis.
Yeah.
That was, and just taking off big, solid defender. I think he's got a future in this game. Like
really?
one of these American players who's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Brad Lyons, who was a captain of the team the one year, again, that was the 2018-19 era, and he scored 3 goals, I believe in the gold medal game, or maybe it was the semi, but he had a hat trick playing defense. You remember Lyons so gritty on defense as well, right?
Yeah, one of my faves.
Now, the next one, a couple transition players, and I didn't actually see, I mostly stuck with guys that I saw play in this tournament, but Jakub Vimala was an 18-year-old for the Czech Republic in 2015 when he played at his first senior world championship, and he was outstanding. I actually thought he was going to come over and play in the NLL, but he had things happening in Czech, he had his life there, and he just, I don't know if he was, as an 18, 19-year-old, it's tough to go across the ocean, but I'm telling you, he had the ability to play at a very, very high level, and he was fantastic at the Worlds. So I believe, and people told me how good he was for the Czechs at this tournament. You'll remember Kanan Francis, son of Brandon Francis.
That's right. Great transition player.
We were trying to decide, right, whether he was a defender or transition forward.
Yeah, just remember smooth, very, very thin, fast runner. Yeah, I remember watching him.
Athletic as heck. And then Silas Richmond.
Superstar.
My goodness.
That was just a couple of years ago when we saw him. He was like De La Ronda's this tournament. He was just scoring. Well, didn't he score 6 or 7 goals?
He scored. Okay, so he scored 7 goals in one game, all on top of the crease, all on crease jumps, going up and over, going up, going down, jumping up and reaching down and around. 7 goals. So they covered him. They're like, okay, we're taking that away, and he scored 7 outside shots. In back-to-back game. Unbelievable. Like, he is an incredible athlete. Just leaped off the screen to you. You remember Tanner Buck, another guy who did 2 tournaments.
I could just envision Tanner Buck coming off the bench and that long bomb pass, and his finishes were unbelievable. That's a guy who I think, I don't know if it's his size. He's not a big guy, if that's holding him back from the NLL, but because he's got so much talent, so much finish.
He's still playing very high level. He plays with Owen Sound in MSL.
Yeah, and I saw him play in the ALL
with the Monarchs.
Winter. He was fantastic.
He's great. And there are indelible moments from these tournaments that you just, year after year, you think back to them. Tanner Buck had one for me where he reached up one hand. I think you remember the one where he went up and caught that pass, and you're like, how does the guy who's however tall he is, reach up and get that ball, then come down with it and score a gorgeous goal?
I absolutely remember that goal. That was fantastic.
And then another American This is again, this team from everywhere, from all the people who've taken part. Ryan Colsey, we talked about him earlier. His dad, big NLL scorer, the only American to score 50 goals. Ryan Colsey, I don't know if he's ever going to score 50 in the NLL. I wouldn't say he can't.
Oh, yeah. And you said he's playing
Coquitlam.
in Coquitlam right now. Junior.
Won a Minto Cup last year, and people are really starting to see Ryan Colsey. And I'll tell you, Colsey and Richmond are both part of the next couple of huge draft classes for the National Lacrosse League, and they're going to join a litany of players who have played in this tournament and gone on to be drafted, and many drafted very high in the NLL, and having some great careers. I mean, obviously Deacon Knott is in Philadelphia. A lot of people saying he might be the starter coming on. I mean, Nick Damoud's very good. There are some guys doing some things, and Richmond and Colsey, and we're going to see more because later, maybe between the third and fourth quarter, we will look at my all-decade Canadian team.
Excellent.
And that's going to obviously have a lot of the same guys, but some more depth from some great Canadian teams who have won every championship except for 2023. In a couple of days, we will be deciding the 2025 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Champion. But right now, we're going to take a break. We'll be back shortly at the 2025 tournament from Kingston, Ontario. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the IIJL World Juniors here in Kingston on Tragically Hip Way. Shanny, you're going to take a look at some highlights. We're going to get straight to it because there's 21 goals in this game.
Oh, just a ton of them. And who would have thought it would have started like it did? And very early on, this is, I think Pazienza scores an outside shot, 1-0 for Scotland. Seconds later, Carrick, 2-0. And we were shocked. That's not a good start for Canada. Bomley, again, seconds later, 3-0. Did I say 3-0 Canada? 3-0 Scotland. 4-0 here on a shot by Vichot. Shocking. It gets worse. It's going to be 5-0 on a power play goal by Rosowski. They're going to make it 6-0. That was maybe scoring one of his 3 goals. 7-0. It's going to be 7 goals by Scotland before. That's Nate Lewis before Canada reacts. What a shock. And sadly, I mean, Delaron has been fantastic. Ty Peterson has just had bad luck for Canada. He has not played poorly, but the team in front of him has, and he got pulled again. Canada starts making a bit of a run for it. They were down, as I said, 7-0. It got up to 7-3. Scotland scored a couple on some penalties for, a couple of penalties for Canada. Scotland scored a couple of power play goals, and then Delaron continues his magic. This is actually the second quarter, and the hot shooter from the second quarter was Cody Merritt. He scored 3 goals in that, and most of his goals look just like that one you saw there. Some big hits as well. That was Rosowski getting his second goal of the game. That made it 11-6, but then Canada's going to score the last 3 goals of this quarter to pull it to 11-9. I believe Merrick gets one. Austin Sheen. This one makes it 11-8. And then we're going to see Merrick. Every one of his goals was from roughly there, underhand shot, low. Oh, and this was a big one I forgot about. Yeah. Watch this as Jawar tries to pick up the ball. Maybe who's hustling back sort of gets in his way. And an easy goal. I forget who scored that one. Was that Martin?
That was Cody Martin.
Cody Martin scored that one.
Well done, Shanny. 21 goals.
Oh, 21.
Did we only half a game.
One of those?
I think we might have. Did we do them all?
Oh my gosh.
All the goals. What a half of lacrosse. And again, 7-0 for Scotland. And now Canada has pulled back within a goal.
And
what do they do for an encore?
Well, they win the game for an encore, but we expected, or at least I said it too, even when they're down 7-0, they're going to come back in this at some point. But still, they don't want to play this kind of game where they fall behind by a ton of goals.
All right, well, we are going to get ready to roll with that second half. Who knows what will happen? There's going to be lots more fireworks. Let's go watch it, and we are ready. The Scots will take first possession here. A minute and a half to go on this 4-on-4 situation.
We'll see if Canada continues the momentum that they had. It was actually, they scored the last 4 goals. They outscored Scotland 6-2 in that second quarter.
Maybe across to, that was Lewis, Nate Lewis on the far side. Canada's got it back. Martin's on the run. He's got black socks.
Well, Cody Merritt's got the ball. He's got white socks.
And a whole bunch of goals. Sheen flicks it over. McLeod keeps it moving to Sam Neely. He's had kind of a quiet night. Down to McLeod. Quick release. Saved by Jay War.
I think you're going to do the reverse jinx on Neely now. Yeah, he'd like that.
I'm sure he would. Nice pass through. Merritt well defended by Hudson Schultz. Hudson again, whose older brother Maverick playing for the U.S. They had one moment yesterday where they were right up against each other. Oh, we almost reversed jinxed him, but Neely couldn't quite get it past the hand of Jarrett Jawar. Nice work by Brody McLeod. It will result in a Canadian possession. Just 15 on the 4-on-4. Noppin is up in the box, ready to jump onto the floor. Is the Scottish player ready? He is now. Bomley's hopping up, conserving his energy until there are 5 seconds left in the penalty. And here they come, and a bit of an edge for the Scots as their door is closer, but Noppin got going first.
He took his time.
He did.
Bomley.
That'll go to Jawar. We're back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. We're almost 2 minutes into the third quarter of the 2025 IIJL World Juniors final round robin game. Again, these teams will meet tomorrow night in the semifinals at 5 p.m. here at Slush Puppie Place in Kingston. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan, and we'll have that game for you, as well as the other semifinal, which is the U.S. against Australia, starting at 8 p.m. Penalty coming, and it probably has something to do with Benoit lying on the floor.
Oh, Benoit takes the slash. Who is this?
That's Tyler Jones taking that penalty.
And Benoit, whether he's going to the box for a penalty of his own, he's always involved. Let's watch where Benoit's just in the middle of that pile. And through that, I couldn't really see it in that scrum.
There have been a number of scrums, a number of situations with lots of players kind of hanging around. Scott Larden flicks it ahead, nice pass, and bouncing home the goal. What a shot there. Lovely play by Hayden Goldthorpe.
Yeah, nice play. And I think it was Adelino who came off the bench and was able to catch up with him. He was protecting the ball so well. Goldthorpe, look at the angle. Like, you don't want to run him over. You're going to take a penalty. And he's considering taking his stick, but Goldthorpe protects the stick. And just a quick bounce shot to score the shorthanded goal for Canada. And that's the 5th goal in a row for Canada.
Nice point you make there is how Goldthorpe really got that shot off quickly when he sensed that Adelino was right getting on top of him. Smart play. Here's Ruskowski. He'll leave it there for maybe. They try a hidden ball trick. It's not fooling anyone. Ferguson, though, still trying to look around his defenders to see where the ball is. Ruskowski will fire that one.
That's a nice shot.
That's what we've been seeing from him earlier in the tournament. He's coming back tonight.
And I believe that's the 3rd power play goal for Scotland. And I was just about to say that goaltender Ferguson has not allowed outside shot goals.
So you mentally jinxed him.
Yeah, mentally. No, but he's absorbing most of them, but there's not much you could do when a corner's picked like that. He's not letting anything squeeze through him. You know those shots that hit a goalie and somehow go in? He's not allowing any of that. So if they're going to beat him in a long shot, it's going to be a shot like that.
And we mentioned how Ruskowski had a pretty quiet night last night, but he has been amazingly consistent. Played in 5 games last year at the World Juniors in Erie, Pennsylvania. Had 26 points, 14 goals, 12 assists for 5.2 per game. Going into tonight, 5.5 per game in his 2 games.
Oh my.
Now, he put up 10 of those 11, I believe, the first game, or 9. I think it was 9 or 10. But huge night for him. He's going to fling it back and now race back on D. Nice job by him. Now he's going to lay it. Oh, he's going to actually get the ball back. Thought he was going to hit someone. He saw the ball coming free and jumps out onto it. So he is starting to get back into his rhythm. There's a penalty coming to Cody Martin for a slash on Ruskowski, who was heading to the bench, but he'll just turn up and be one of the 6 attackers. They've got 15 on the shot clock. They're not in a rush. Vishu shopping. Maybe not looking too happy about the shot he took from Martin. Illegal pick called there. Stearns for a big hit on Larden after Larden had hit the Scots player.
And Martin and Maybe are not friends.
No.
There is something going on there.
Did he say 5? I thought I heard a 5-minute.
I thought I heard that word.
Okay, but no, it's a minor. 5. 5 red. Okay. So we did. Our hearing's not bad. It's just our interpretation. So power play for the Scots to try to extend this lead. Ruskowski, the scissor seal on the top, and maybe floats it across. Everybody looking for Ruskowski to shoot, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's where, Ruskowski came around the top the last time, scored a power play goal. This time he makes the pass to Maybe, who smoothly, and that's the one thing we've noticed about Maybe, is this guy is smooth. Just reaches around, puts it in that far corner. Let's watch it from this angle. Oh, that's a nice goal. So last 2 goals by Scotland. Both power play goals and both excellent shots.
Maybe a 20-year-old.
Maybe he's already got 4 goals.
Already got 4 goals. He had 6 last night.
Yeah.
He was our player to watch tonight because he had 6 last night. We're like, hey, let's keep an eye on him. That's a pretty good pick. Oh, a good pass through, but just a little too zippy for Neely. Jaywar steps out, just beats the 5-second count, and he's got 3 seconds to get it over, so he'll just fling it ahead, throws it up high, hoping that Lewis can go get it. It's going to be Carter Foote eventually coming down with the ball. It's popped loose, though.
And he'll get the full 30.
Yeah, Pazienza got the ball.
But I do like, Canada putting that full press on, making it difficult for Scotland to get the ball up the floor.
That's Dillarone with the check there as he's back in the defensive zone. He's played a number of defensive shifts. Ferguson stops that one for Vishu.
Vishu actually had a step on Dillarone on that play, but he slipped on that floor.
Yeah. Dillarone will track this one down, the long outlet pass from Ferguson. Ball pops loose. Nice job by Urbanski to get it out. Sheen is going to turn into a one-hop pass to Merritt. He'll go back to Dillarone, and they won't slow things down at all. They'll take a rip, and that's going to be a fresh 30. Scotland's bench is arguing it didn't touch anyone. That was just a stick-on-stick check.
I think it touched.
I thought it touched.
Yeah.
Sheen, deadly from there. That gets through the feet of Jaywar, but hits the heel and bounces back out to the far side. We've got a maintenance person from the arena. I thought he was going to try and toss it in. He's coming to get the ball out of the netting. What a helpful dude.
Yeah.
He actually
He still
might
might
need
toss
he
it.
got it. I thought I was going to say you probably might need a stick. You need the head of the stick to really get it going up. But no, he did it very well with just a broom. And he's heading over to the Scottish bench. I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
To get an autograph.
Yeah. Here's maybe to the net. No goal. Stepped in the crease. And the ball didn't go in. So there's another factor. They get it ahead to Van Tassel. Mahar Robbins fighting through a check. They've got Morden at the net. Misses. Great pass from Neely.
And that was a well-executed play by Morgan and got all kinds of room. Beat his defender to the net.
Scotland just beating the 10-second count. Here's Braden Stearns. Gets away from Pazienza. Mahar Robbins will come up with it. And boy, really stared down Morgan before he made the pass and almost had it picked off by Ruskowski. Here's Dillarone directing traffic with his head. He wants Neely to pop out. Not happening, so Nopin takes it. Pick coming from Neely. He's going to slip it. Shot Nopin. Save Jaywar. Gets away from him. Jaywar will pull it back to himself. And all alone here is Ethan Urbanski. Big save, Ferguson.
Nice save. Nice play by Jaywar to get that ball look straight up the floor.
There's a stick on the floor. Is somebody missing one, or is that, I think the player got off?
Yeah.
The official's going to take that stick back. Oh, off the post. Neely with an absolute rocket from the outside. Lob pass to Urbanski. Had a little trouble with it, got it. Nice job to evade Morton. Gets it off to Carrick, who just rams into Morton. 16-on-16 violence. He just puts the head down like a fullback.
I think that hurt Morgan.
Benoit spins and shoots. Nice save by Ferguson. Carter Foote and Benoit actually a little glove tap after that collision. Here's another collision. Van Tassel and Carrick.
Carrick got away with one there. I thought that was a trip, but he kind of made it look accidental.
And Carrick's not the biggest guy, but he runs into Dustin Morden.
Oh, man.
And just
he ran hard. And
bounced him.
And Morden was hurt on that.
Noppin trying to spin off the check from Hudson Schultz. Does a great job staying with him. It's pretty nice work by Noppin to get the pass through, but it is taken away by Schultz. Hudson Schultz is really growing up in this tournament, eh?
That was a
Bomley scores.
My gosh.
Oh, and he is down and not feeling well. I was watching the ball bounce. Didn't see what happened.
I was looking where the ball went, but that was a very late pass, and I thought the scoring opportunity was long gone. Yeah, was that the Scotland coach who's screaming? I think
Yes.
it is.
Yeah, they are upset there's no call. We'll see what happened. I was definitely
Nate
watching.
Lewis makes that pass, but it's way too late. But was it Bomley put that one in?
Yeah, it's Bomley.
Yeah.
This one we might see
look at
actually what happened after.
The bad angle he has, and somehow it squeezes in.
We're not going to get that one, and I don't blame the guys because that was, you're watching the
We're
play.
watching
We
the
need
goal.
to see the ball go in.
So,
And I mean, the officials have to be paying some attention to that as well, but boy, Scotland did not love. They feel it was a cross check.
No, and after 5 straight goals by Canada, Scotland now has got 3 in a row.
I think we do. It sounds like we do have a look. Shahab was just saying. So we'll take a peek at that in a moment at the next stoppage. So is it?
Oh, nice effort by Vishu, who takes a couple of hits after the fact.
And Larden just puts a palm on his chest to hold him out of the crease. Say, no, you just stay there. Pretty nice lob pass ahead by Jarrett Jawar. He's got Ruskowski with him. He goes to Vishu. That one's up and out of play.
It didn't go.
Didn't touch
Scotland's
Ferguson.
arguing that it touched somebody. I thought it might have just by the fact that he missed by so much.
Came up pretty quickly, though, off the concrete. Didn't seem like it was deflected. Here's Merritt. He's going to let that one go. No, he tries
nice
to dunk
try.
it. Here's Bomley, who looks okay. Nice pass ahead to Benoit.
Yeah, Scotland has done a pretty good job of breaking the press.
A lot of the times right up the middle. They're not going
Yeah.
far boards. They're just running somebody down the center of the
Well, I
floor.
think that first guy off the bench is going down the center of the floor.
Yeah.
Now that hits something.
Yes.
Oh
There's
my.
another one from Vishu.
Oh my! Oh boy! And another late hit. It's got to be a penalty. I don't know if he's calling both, but Cody Martin, who was getting pretty vicious a little bit earlier against maybe, he took the slash on Rosowski.
I think Benoit is going as well, judging by how disappointed he looks. We're going to
nice shot
see
by
the goal
Vishu.
first.
Vishu, I believe this might be his 3rd goal of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, Vishu's got 3 goals. Scored 1 late in the game yesterday, and today he's looked a lot better. And so have they sent a guy from both teams? Yeah, so.
This is the Bomley goal, and we do have on this look, there's a cross check. It came up a bit.
Well, that was the one that Scotland was complaining
Yeah,
about after the Bomley goal.
I don't think that's a terrible wrong call.
Honestly, I wasn't looking right there. I have to admit. I
All
was
right.
looking at on the floor. And, you know, it looks like there's only 1 penalty on the board, but we got 2 guys. Do we not have a guy for each team in the box?
Yeah, and we've got,
So Benoit, who is in the middle of everything,
yes.
is also in the box. He's the one who took that slash from Cody Martin.
Maybe they took matching minors and then Martin got the extra one.
Wouldn't they just put
But they should put,
4 and 2?
and we're playing 5-on-5? 4-on-4. 5? No, there's 5.
So I think they just
Oh, my
haven't put it
goodness.
up right. I bet.
Oh,
both
yeah,
players,
you know what?
Both
Yeah.
players have 2. And
No, I don't think so. Actually, Canada's got 4 out there. They had to run somebody off. They had 5 guys. They ran someone off. It is a power play. Oh, no, it's 4-on-4.
no.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know.
4 and 4. You
I don't
thought, by the way, Canada set up a.
No, yeah, look, Scotland is
Oh,
putting
my
another
gosh.
player. There's maybe.
They're making us look bad.
That one's swatted away by
yeah.
Carter Foote. Nice job by him. It'll roll back down the floor. It's not an over and back, but it will keep the 30 ticking. Stearns is just going to let this one fly. Actually, he's kind of corralled by Morgan.
Oh, nice play. Okay. The whistle had gone. Stern
And here's the thing. As much as this doesn't affect who's playing whom in the semis tomorrow, this is the closest thing you'll get to a series where teams can really get to dislike each other
Oh, yeah.
in a tournament like this. And I think tomorrow night, with everything on the line for these teams, is going to be sensational. Join us at 5 p.m. for that one.
It's pretty intense now.
It is.
It's going to ramp up tenfold tomorrow. And if the score is anything like it is now, oh my gosh, the intensity in this building is going to be scary.
Fishu leaves it there for maybe. Pretty relaxed approach to this power play so far. Now the Scots start to ramp it up a little bit. Ruskowski, that's a good shooting lane for him, but not where he wanted that one. It was in the CLL crest on the chest of Ferguson. Ruskowski, I was bracing for an impact with Foot and Ruskowski.
Yeah.
And it was turned out to be minimal. Dustin Morden handed that one off to De Laronde. 13 left on the Canadian penalty. Neely's got it with 3 to shoot. He's going to get it back for a fresh 30. Canada can kill this penalty.
Very nice reset that he got there.
The official in the box was holding Cody Martin's jersey. Oh, goal!
My.
Dustin Morden bounces at 5-hole moments after the Canadian penalty had ended.
That's a very nice goal. Just as I thought nothing was happening here, Dustin Morden shows us otherwise. Yeah, he pretty much goes through 3 players, or goes through 2 players and shoots around the third one in Baumley and bounces it in past J-War. That's a very nice goal, and Canada needed it after 3 straight goals by Scotland.
Adelino heads to the net. He can be dangerous. Nice save, Ferguson. That's a back in. Rory McLeod looked disbelievingly for a moment, but he ran right across the crease with
I've
that.
changed my mind about Adelino taking penalty shots. I'm going to go with maybe.
I think so.
He's had 2
To be
breakaways
fair,
today.
Adelino was over on the far side instead of the straight on that he likes.
And Baumley is taking some big hits.
Oh, from Foot.
Yeah.
And then he dishes one out, and they're going to call him for a penalty. Oh, wait a second.
No, Canada's getting it. Number 29.
That's Brady Weaselfat going to the box.
Okay, I'll tell you again. We have the best names in this.
We do.
Weaselfat. Is that the first time we've said that?
No, but it's one of the, hasn't been a lot, but yeah,
Nope,
that's a good name.
Let's watch.
Yeah, the stick gets up around the neck.
Oh, okay, it was on the right side.
Yeah, it's the right
it's
up
hard,
over
hard
on
not to look at where
Stearns.
the ball was for a second.
It's your roll, though, dude. Oh, what a rip! Vishu, you've mentioned he looked a little tentative last night coming in late in the tournament. He is not tentative at all now.
No. And even yesterday, as I said, he wasn't afraid to shoot. I thought, why is that guy shooting so much? He doesn't have a great shot. I thought that to myself till he put one in. But today, I take it all back. He has been excellent. I don't know if he came here earlier this afternoon and took some shots. Maybe didn't like his stick yesterday, but he has been awesome. That's 4 goals for him.
And you were saying earlier we should do a, back to your other point, we should put together an all-name team, tournament all-name team.
We have a drink all. We have a maybe. We have, we've got a lot of great ones.
Yeah. Brady Weaselfat fitting into that nicely.
Yep.
There's a cut to the middle, and there's a big save on Austin Sheen by J-War. Gantz thought he had it, but it's actually Neely. Gantz didn't like the pick he got from Merritt. They're having a chat. Mahar Robbins, nice pass. Stopped by J-War, who didn't know where it was. Did get it before Neely could grab that ball.
Yeah, here they come again. See, the man comes out, Scotland,
Yep.
The first man off the bench runs straight up the floor in the middle, and J-War's doing a good job of finding him.
Yeah. Maybe flings it far side. Pazienza, couple of fakes. Bounces that one way up out of play. Got 35.5 to go.
And I really think more than any time this week, though, this floor seems to be getting a little bit more slippery.
Yeah. Actually, Shahab and I were on the floor before the game and just testing it out. And I don't move quickly enough for my feet to keep slipping, but he did slip a little into a couple quick steps. So these guys get moving. And concrete, it can be like that. Big save, Jay War. Stay with us in the quarter break. We're going to look at the other all-decade team. Delarone pulls that one down. He's got 6 seconds over to Neely. They haven't pulled the goalie. They had no time. They just got the possession.
Oh,
they
my.
do get a last shot by Delarone, and Jay War slides across to stop it.
Well, the difference in this quarter, let's see. Scotland scored 1, 2, 3, 4. They outscored Canada 4-1. 3 of them were power play goals.
It's showing 5-2 on the official scoring. I think if you...
Did I add it wrong? 1, 2, 3.
I mean, there's a lot of goals to count. You might. Do you have a second sheet?
I got Rosowski got one. Maybe got one. Bomley got one.
Yeah.
And Vishu.
Vishu. That's 5.
Vishu got 2?
Looks like it, yeah. We're going to take a look at the
last one. Yep.
Yeah, so we talked before about the IIJL all-decade team. Let's look at, wait, that's the IIJL team again. Can we pull up the CLL team now? There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice fade, by the way. So obviously some of the guys are the same because the 6 guys who are on from Canada who are on
top
the
4 guys.
Yeah, on
we talked about them.
Yeah, so Del Bianco not right, Brad Lyons, Jordan Aki. Did we mention Aki? No, he was not on the other one. He was outstanding. He was with that group of Wright and Lyons, I think. Jordan Aki was just running all over. He's a Guelph field guy too. Quinn Ingles is one of the guys who played a couple of tournaments. His first one in Saskatchewan, where he was like a local guy and didn't play a lot. He was a young player. Came back the next year and was just dominant in transition. That was the Mississauga tournament again.
Yeah.
And you'll remember
that
him.
Was my first, yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy I thought was going on and playing in the NLL. And I still think, I mean, he's playing in Saskatchewan. He went out west, played some WLA. He's a guy I still think, like, boy, there's something there. Jackson Weatherby, you didn't get to see. He was playing last year. He was a water bug type. Smaller guy, but everywhere, really tough in Erie, Pennsylvania. He was all over the floor, scored a bunch of goals for Canada, loose balls, every loose ball, kind of like Kyle Buchanan, the way he'd just come up with loose balls. But he's playing at the D end and going. We talked about Richmond and Buck. We're adding one more forward to this one, Will McLeod.
And didn't Will McLeod play at about the same time as Richmond and Buck?
Richmond and McLeod were on the same team on that one, and they were unbelievable. The points they put up, I mean, it was a remarkable tournament for those two. And Will McLeod, who's in this year's NLL draft, we're about ready to go. There were 43 seconds on the
I'm going to have to talk to these 2 teams, but my score sheet here has a room for 32 goals. We've got...
That's why I was asking if you have a second sheet.
We've got 28. I've got lots of
Okay, I was going to say, did you bring tomorrow's sheet?
Yes, I've got it in here somewhere.
Will McLeod in this year's draft, he's going to be I think a top 5 guy in the NLL draft this year.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And where's he playing?
He's playing with the Brooklyn Lacrosse Club, but he's also playing with the Brooklyn Merchants. He'll be in the President's Cup.
Did he play college in the States too?
Yeah, he went to Robert Morris, but he's actually going to be at Guelph this coming fall.
Oh.
Yeah. Switched it up.
Will he play at Guelph?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
he's going to go play. He's been talking to Sam Koskowski, the coach. Nice pickoff by Van Tassel. But it turned right back over. Ruskowski, hard pass up. Bomley thought about the shot. Lewis won't think. He'll just let it go. And Feist took the follow through in the leg, shakes it off. Oh, nice job keeping his feet. And Vishu gets another shot off, but Ferguson turns it aside. So now you wonder how much does this game, especially, does the result mean very much to them based on playing again tomorrow?
We'll know tomorrow.
Yeah,
so tomorrow
right.
we will come to the conclusion about whether this made the difference.
Yes. Bomley, who's been mostly a defender in this tournament, but he's got some moves. That was a pretty nice fake, very similar to the Ruskowski fake.
Oh, yeah.
Canada up into the offensive zone now. Neely just waiting for everyone to get out with him. Noppin's going to come across and try and open something up. Oh, what a rip. Austin Sheen He likes scoring goals.
Oh, he does.
Doesn't that kind of remind you of like an Austin Stotts that just enjoys his goals so much?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of lacrosse players named Austin, I'm telling you.
It's true.
And that is a nice goal, nice shot, and all his goals seem to be from about this spot. Third goal of the game.
Actually, that's almost a Shanksian celebration as he takes this one.
You're making reference to Austin Shanks,
I am.
the Saskatchewan Rush?
Yeah.
Yep.
He is a passionate player on the floor as well. Canada gets it back. They're within 3. And it's going to be Scott's ball. Cooper Ganch coming ahead. All kinds of pressure from Noppin. 1-on-2, and he's going to cause a
smart
10.
move.
No, out to foot.
You know what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get the ball
Yeah.
to the floor, but you don't want to throw it blindly. That could have very closely might have become a breakaway.
Well, it's a good thing for the Scots that was that went out to foot instead of his doppelganger Dillerond.
Yeah.
They're both out there at this point, and Foot's going to set. Look how similar they are. Very similar build. Actually, Dillerond's a fair bit taller. Now that I see it, but Carter Foot's tough. And Canada's going to run out of time on the 30. Carrick will take it, and Foot's right on him.
Oh,
And
boy, yeah, you can't do that. He threw it back to the goaltender in the crease. And, okay, wait a second. Who threw the ball? Oh, the goaltender threw the ball away, so it'll be a penalty as well. So, a couple of bad plays here by Scotland. You can't pass, as a defender, you can't pass it into your goalie inside the crease. And he does. And then the referee calls him on it, but then watch what Jay Ward does with the ball. Instead of putting it down like he should, he throws it in the opposite corner.
but the goalie can do that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's the other team gets possession. The other team gets possession, and it goes, and he has to put it in a corner.
You could be right on that.
But I think
thought
he
it
gets
was
to pick the corner. I remember asking a ref about that once. I was like, yeah, he can pick the corner. Just throw it anywhere.
I want to ask a referee about that.
Let's do
Because
it.
I just thought it was the same for everybody. You got to put the ball right down. But that will be a question for
Yeah, let's check
after
it.
the game for me.
Yeah, let's check it because
you did mention that yesterday, and I forgot about that.
yeah,
But
well, because the
that's a
difference,
rule I
right,
didn't know.
is when it's just regular play, the
Well,
play's starting right there. But when it's in the goalie's possession, when it's in the crease and play's blown down, it's not starting there. It's got to go to the corner.
It's got to go in one of the corners, and maybe you just can't throw it to the opposite corner. I don't know.
Maybe. Merritt hands it off to Neely. Dillerone is lurking on the far side. They go to him back door. It may have been tipped on the way, just gets away from him. He's got it back. A little fake. Now he throws it to Neely. That was so convincing that as he takes that shot, I said a little fake, then I thought, actually, maybe he did pass it. No, he still has it. Marshall Powell-esque pass behind the net there. Didn't quite fool everyone the way Powell has a couple times over the last couple of years where just nobody knew where the ball was.
Yeah.
Neely gets it back after going back and forth with Merritt. Big checking by Adelino. 8 on the shot clock. Merritt up to Dillerone. Neely's got a lane. He'll rip it. Far side misses.
Oh, yeah. He was reaching for that far side. Didn't miss by much. If Scotland plays this well, they might be able to kill off most of this penalty.
Yeah, it's only about a 2-second gap.
Not the right time for Rosowski to go to the net. There's still.
You want to kill a little more time. Now, Canada's not going to take a shot, though. They're into the final 6, so they won't risk having a player sprung from the penalty box down the floor on a rebound. Here comes Lewis. Back door. That's a nice save by Jay Ward.
Oh, that is a nice save. I wasn't. I thought he didn't get the shot away, though, and I realized that's a save. That was good.
It's almost Mike Poulin-esque getting post to post. One of the quickest I remember seeing going from side to side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not still playing, is he?
He is not. He just retired, but he played last year for San Diego, right?
Yeah, I know he
Yeah.
he retired and came out of retirement.
Yes, I think he has re-retired. But he's still in great shape.
I want to re-retire someday.
I thought you did re-retire.
I retired. I haven't re-retired.
Oh, okay. Canada's going to have to get themselves across, and they do. Nice pass. I think it was Morgan getting it ahead to Cody Martin. He'll leave it there for Neely. Shot clock will expire.
Some good defense by Scotland, and this is, you know, the goals have become harder to get. I thought Baum was just going to walk over that line for a second.
Yeah, 13 goals in the first quarter, 8 in the second, 7 in the third, and just 1 so far through the first 6 minutes of the fourth.
Yeah, we're only 6 minutes in, but
that's what I said, through the first 6
yeah,
minutes.
no. I'm not arguing with you, that.
The feistiness is working its way up from the floor.
Hey, if we want to argue, both of us have our wives here with us.
Right? Excellent point. Great to have Carol and Carrie with us. Carrie might be napping.
She's behind me. I'm glad she's not listening.
Yeah, she just did 2 night shifts at Belleville Hospital. She's a nursing consolidation. Cooper Gans tried to tap it ahead. Merritt gets it. Nice underhand pass. McLeod, one more. There's a good shot by Sheen, but J-War slaps it aside. Oh, it didn't get onto J-War.
That went on the side of the net. I thought DeLaurent scored a Neely-esque goal there for a second.
Right? That would have been. Oh, what a play there by Ethan Urbanski to avoid the over and back. We ended up getting, having the ball go away. But
you got to watch where you put it, though. Again, you understand when you're desperate, you got to go, but you want to make sure you're not starting a fast break, which he did, but it looked a little close. I'm all about when you have a lead to play safe.
It's true, and there's still half the quarter to go.
Oh, and I don't think that was necessary. He never did have possession of the ball, did he?
I don't know. Not sure
that was that maybe, or was that Merrick? That was Merrick, I think. He threw the ball up because he thought 10 seconds was running out, but I don't think the 10 seconds had started because he never did have control of the ball. I could be wrong. The referee might have told him something differently down there.
Bomley, nice little bounce pass ahead to Schultz.
You know, Canada's not pressing like they were last quarter, and I don't know if they're changing some strategies for tomorrow.
We'll see what Scotland can generate here as they're trying to hang on to this lead. They try to extend it. The rip from Lewis. It's going to be an over and back. Stearns will just watch it roll into the corner.
But like suddenly, there's only 6 minutes left in this game. Doesn't it feel like the time has been flying in this quarter?
It really does. Another save there from Jay War. He has a knack for making some really big saves in very high-scoring games. He made some huge stops in that 16-15 when the Scots had over the U.S. last year, which basically is the one that earned them the silver medal. There's another stop, and then he pounces on it, and they do not like that Noppen was actually kind of digging, shoveling. He's going to take a hit.
And that ball was outside of the crease, so there's no reason that Canada can't be fighting for it.
Kind of depends how you're fighting, though, right? Like, let's watch. It really looked like he had a shovel just digging in there.
Well, let's watch when this comes out here. And it's definitely
when dives
outside the crease.
Yeah, he's poking him in the face with his stick. So I can see why they're defending the goal, and then he goes back.
You know, aside from the penalty that was taken there, Should that ball not go to Canada when the goaltender is lying on the ball outside the crease?
Part of him was in the crease, though, right?
Part of him?
Part of him was in the crease. His feet were in the crease.
Okay. But they could still fight for that. You're just saying they can't shovel his head.
Yeah, I don't think you're really supposed to shovel his head.
It's good to know if I play again. No shovel in the head.
Before you re-retire.
No shovels in the head. But it's an important point of the game. 3-goal lead for...
I may be extrapolating from the rule book, because I'm pretty sure shoveling the head is not explicitly forbidden, but it feels like something that would fit into something else.
There's no penalty for shoveling the head.
Merritt thought about ripping one, passes it off instead. Noppin stopped again, and then Bomley, a huge whack on Dillerone. Whatever happens in this next 5:45, almost included a goal. Great save by Jaywar, but things are ramping up and up and up for the semis tomorrow. Bomley, nice grab. Tosses it out.
Have we still only had one goal in this quarter?
We have still only had one goal in this quarter.
Who scored it?
That's a great question. Let me just pull it back up.
I think it might have been Sheen. Was it Sheen?
I think it was. I'm just refreshing. It was Austin Sheen. Nice memory. Yeah. And it was a minute and a half into the quarter.
Oh my.
So yeah, that was 9 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago. Either sub was that?
Well, that was a 5-minute penalty.
Oh wow.
How was that a 5?
It's funny because I heard somebody on the bench yell, "That better be a 5." And I thought, no, that's not a 5. Well, I mean, there have been some majors handed out.
Oh yeah.
Precedent is set.
And I'm guessing Scotland going to the penalty box. So we're going to have a 5-on-3 for Canada.
Yeah, this one to be served. Is that Mitch Carrick? So that he must have got his own penalty. We'll check in a second. I didn't see the indication, but they wouldn't be sending him.
No, this has got to be automatic. A 5-on-3 for Canada with guys like Dillerone, Cody Merrick on the floor, Neely.
Neely down on the crease. I almost, with Noppin up top, I almost thought that Neely might be up high, but just because he's such a good passer. But that came out fast after it hit the post on the Dillerone shot. And Bomley's just going to ice it, but Goldthorpe catches that.
If you're going to ice it, which I'm never a fan of that.
Yeah.
But I understand sometimes. You got to put it deep.
Yeah. Canada with lots of time. Merritt goes low to high on the pass, and it gets up out of play.
I'd rather just watch a guy run. Just run.
Yeah. Cooper Ganch will run. He's going to take off here. He sees the double team, goes around it. That's a hold on Larden.
Yeah, and this is what I'd rather see than icing the ball.
Yeah.
You even run into a crowd, and there's a chance a penalty is going to be taken, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah. And Ganch just created that, both with the run and then by continuing to run as Larden tried to grab him, right? He just kind of forced him to hold.
How much better was that than the icing attempt earlier?
Quite a bit.
A lot.
Substantially. We're playing the thesaurus game now.
Yeah, I've already run out of words. Stampily. I mean, only people that know you're a big guy would get that. Although we saw your doppelganger today.
Right. Even had the purple shirt, similar to one I was wearing the other day.
From the shoulders below, he looked like you. It was a guy like
not as handsome as
no, and a 6'9", wearing the same T-shirt as you, pretty much, a purple T-shirt.
Pretty much. I had the fancy collared. Long sleeve dress purple shirt the other day.
I told you, I didn't want to be rude, but I almost wanted to stop the guy and say,
know.
"Excuse me, sir.
Can we get a picture?
You're freakishly tall." Like
people
friend.
say that fairly often.
That's not very nice.
It gets a little
not
annoying.
Very nice of me.
It does occasionally get a bit much. Dillerone has it. Neely wants it on the back door. Dillerone's going to rip. I thought he was setting up for a fake because Neely was so adamant they wanted the ball. Great job by Adelino running onto it, running through it, running towards the net. Nice strip. Trail check by Noppin.
Really, really nice. Also, great effort by Adelino.
We're going to be back to even strength, 4-on-4 for 1 minute. Oh, Neely. I think that was meant to be a shot, but it turned into a pass back across to the far side. We almost went quick stick. Jump shot
Oh,
scores!
my.
Dillerone has showed the power game. Now he's showing the finesse game.
Out of nothing. There was nothing going on there. And, you know, the jump shot, this guy is such a good player. 3 minutes to go. They're still, well, in the next 47 seconds, they're going to get on the power play again. This game is far from over.
Alexander Dillerone listed at 6'3", 190 out of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
He's bigger than 190.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that might be from a couple years ago when
Yeah.
he and his brother Seth were both on the team. The twin brothers, the Twin Towers. Man, he's having a great tournament. A little premature, but it does remind me that we will be picking an all-tournament team. Feel free to let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm at Stamplax. You're not a Twitter guy, are you? Here's a chance. Ruskowski drives, doesn't score. Martin with a big bump. I'll let you answer now.
Whoa.
Van Tassel over to Goldthorpe, and maybe left a long streak of slime.
That took a funny bounce. Oh, my, look at this.
Merritt out to Van Tassel.
Where is that ball? Oh.
Merritt has it again, scores! 3 of his goals have gone to the exact same spot of the net.
That looked like a shift of backyard lacrosse.
Yeah. The U.S. in one of their practices the other day to lighten things up played a little West Jenny, which is basically 3-on-3 that Americans like to play.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what it was looking like.
It was. I mean, that was going back and forth, and you know, we saw a few showboat passes from Merrick. You know, the big scoop backhand pass, and eventually he puts it in. He's having a great game. That
It's 4 for him, right?
I think it's at least 4. Yeah, Cody Merrick.
Yeah, because the three have been all into the same spot.
All his goals have been in the second half.
So 2:08 to go. You're seeing some of the many, many goals, 31 goals. Shanny, you've got 1 line left, right? You said you have room for 32 goals?
I have 32, yes.
So I'm curious, you hit 32, there is the margin space at the bottom. Do you create an extra line there?
I am not going to waste a fresh piece of paper for the last goal. And
But if Canada gets 1 more goal, then we go to overtime.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you.
Yeah.
And I assume it's sudden death format?
You betcha.
Or sudden victory, as we're told we have to say from now on?
Yeah.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies, but their hearts die a little. 2:08 to go. The goalies have been refreshed.
How fun would that be, though, if we go to overtime?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I still don't think it's going to happen. I think with 2 minutes to go, we're going to see at least 2 more goals.
Okay.
I don't know which teams will get them, but I think we're going to see 2 more goals. And
so there's 58 seconds left on the Scottish penalty.
Yeah, Canada's still in the power play because that was the 4-on-4, right? That was 4-on-4. So nobody's released from the penalty box. And there was only
Dustin Morden will go pick this one up. It's still on the Canadian. Oh no, they do reset it. I thought they were putting it on the Canadian possession still, but they're getting a reset. And they're going to get some extra time because it's just now being reset. Merritt going for the same shot, missed that time. Noppin up to Dillerone. He's going to let one rip. He's going for the Merritt corner.
Oh,
backdoor attempt by Neely is stopped. Another attempt. Dillerone couldn't catch it, or he was going to try and ram that home. But he goes over top of Adelino and gets it back. Fresh 30 again. Canada with 11 on the power play. You've got time to get a shot off, guys. And you probably want to. Will he try a dunk? They're really focusing on Dillerone, as well they should. Neely has it. He's going to shoot, and he's lucky that went to Dillerone because otherwise Lewis could have sprung for a breakaway.
Yeah, Lewis was right out of the box there.
Bomley, why are you icing it now?
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of like going for a 2-for-1. Now, is Canada going to shoot and go for a 2-for-1 here? I don't think so with a 1-goal deficit. They're probably just going to, they're just going to play, try and even this thing up. They're not pulling the goaltender at this point. Noppin across to Merritt. He's got 4. Knocked down, still has it, rolls it. Nice play. Knocked away from Dillerone.
Oh, my.
Carrick, but
Lost the ball.
Nobbin jumps on it. 6 seconds to shoot. No, they gave them a fresh 30.
Oh,
Big
what a
save, Jay
save.
War sliding across.
Why are
Don't
they?
do
Why are
that.
they doing that? Oh my
And now
gosh!
Canada, they have their timeout. Todd Wilfong is gonna sprain his finger, emphatically calling the timeout.
Now, I believe was that Adelino who threw that ball?
Yes.
And-
Oh my.
And that's
That's an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Todd Wilfong, who is
what happened.
desperately unhappy that he was not getting the timeout call when he wanted it.
Now, this has got to be a learning moment for Adelino.
Yeah.
there, and for Team
Do
Scotland.
we have a look at that one?
There's.
Yeah, you can see Adelino right there on the bench. Great shot as he is hanging over the
I
edge.
hope they're explaining it to him because there's 22 seconds left in the game. You've got the ball.
Yeah.
Run it, and he did have room. We're going to see if we can see it from this angle. Oh, that's a nice
Adelino's
save.
that's him right there.
He's got the ball. He
just flings it. Like, what
if
are you?
anyone on this team can run up the
Yeah.
floor, he could have run up and more than likely killed the rest of the game.
And honestly, yeah, run up the floor, kill the game, or if you have to ice it, which you don't, but if you decide you're going to, just roll it along the boards.
Yeah, and that was like pretty much thrown into the crowd.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know,
was this
I know they're
unsportsmanlike for complaining, or had Canada already taken
too many timeouts.
a timeout? That would be delay game,
How
right?
many timeouts do they get?
You get one per half.
I don't remember them having one this half.
I don't think so.
I mean, we know they took the early timeout in the game.
Yes.
I don't remember them. I do remember Scotland seemed to take an odd timeout.
I think they took a timeout this half.
This half.
Now, so the huge thing about that is, of course, Canada had possession. Obviously, to be able to call the timeout, now it's handed over to Scotland.
Now, he's got to run.
Yeah.
And should he be starting
Why is
right
he
on that
starting?
line?
Yeah, it can't go over now. It's not like a face-off. They've got maybe down in the corner. They're going to go to Vishu.
Yeah, at least they seem to know what they are. What happened there?
I don't know. Oh, and they're... Wait a second. Now, Canada was just calling for a timeout. That will be delay a game
And
if they
Canada's
get
getting
it.
the ball back.
Yeah.
What happened?
I didn't see what the call was for. It looked like an illegal pick.
Yeah. And then I don't know if Cody Martin did something behind the play to get the ball back to Scotland, but
So Scotland's got it?
I believe Scotland has it now. Yeah.
Okay, now you don't have to do anything. It's just 3 seconds. What a finish. That's going to get everybody just more fired up for tomorrow night. Stay with us. We'll have the player of the game presentations and the Scottish anthem for the second time in the tournament as Scotland improves to 2-1.
An odd finish to the game.
How about, we were talking about the strange game last year, Scotland and the U.S., which propelled the Scots to the gold medal game, moved the Americans down to the bronze medal game where they finished third. The final score in that game?
Oh,
16-15.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Braden Stearns scored the winner in that one. Bit of a different game, but same final result.
Well, the best part about this just sets up for tomorrow.
It really does. Sometimes a game like this can be a throwaway. Sometimes it's like this, a beautiful stage setter.
I mean, Canada is not happy. Scotland doesn't like Canada.
And Canada, for the first time, has lost 2 games in one tournament.
Yeah.
At the World Juniors, IIJL World Juniors.
Well, I mean, it was a great effort by Scotland. Like, they really are deserving of the victory. You know, after Canada came back, did Canada ever tie? Yeah, Canada came back and tied it 11. Let's see, I got that right? Yeah, 11-11. Goldthorpe scored the 11th goal for Canada to tie it 11-11 early in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Then it was Rosowski, maybe.
Bomley got the next one.
Yep.
Then Vishu.
Bomley, Vishu got a couple.
And Vishu is the player of the game, as you mentioned it. He has called out what a game he had joining the team. Wasn't available right off the beginning. Came in as reinforcements. Jack Spallone, was mentioning they were short players. And
it sure was a good pickup.
yeah, what a
He
great
sure
pickup.
was a good pickup.
And Cody Merritt.
Cody Merrick, 4 goals today, and just had that shot that seemed unstoppable at times.
Burning a hole through that bottom right corner. What a finish. 16-15.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
two
I can't wait for tomorrow.
16-15 wins for Scotland in 2 years.
And they play the early game tomorrow, right?
They do.
Oh boy, get to bed early, boys.
Scottish anthem. So that is it for day 4 of the 2025 IIJL World Juniors. Shanny, I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. And Shanny, I have to admit, I was a little worried. The players might be a bit lackadaisical. It might not be a great game tonight.
Not at all.
This was fantastic.
They played that like a gold medal game. Oh
Entertaining lacrosse. Tomorrow, they will be back at it, these two teams, Canada and the Scottish Thistles, to see who will go to the gold medal game. That will be at 5 p.m. here on the IIJL YouTube channel. And then at 8 p.m., Australia and the U.S. will determine who will be playing the winner of that game in that gold medal game. The medal games will be Friday at 5 p.m. for the bronze, 8 p.m. for the gold. What a night here. There was only one game, but enough excitement for at least 2. We will see you tomorrow right here from Kingston, Ontario.